What's up, guys? It's Lou from Unbox Therapy, and today we're taking a look at the latest device from BlackBerry. This is the Q10. It borrows a little bit of what it does from older style BlackBerries in the sense that the input method is once again a traditional style keyboard, but then it also borrows a lot from the new Z10 or Z10, depending on where you are regionally, how you want to pronounce that, because it has the latest OS. It has a BlackBerry 10 on here, and it also has a very nice capacitive touch screen. Speaking about that screen, it's a little bit different than what you're used to on other smartphones because it's a square. It has a 720 by 720 resolution at 330 ppi, but for traditional BlackBerry users or anybody coming from an interface where you have a traditional keyboard, you're used to seeing a square aspect ratio on your screen, so that's nothing unusual for you. You've got a little bit of paperwork in the box, your warranty information, product information. There's a little pamphlet here identifying the fact that you have a Snapdragon processor inside, trying to get you pumped up about the speed on this new device. To be more exact, it has a dual-core 1.5 gigahertz chip, so should be pretty snappy running that new operating system. The headset is new. I haven't seen this design before. You actually have interchangeable earpieces here. I've seen that before, but these earpieces are a little bit different. They have ear hooks on them that fit into the cartilage portion of your ear. I assume the idea here is that they don't fall out as easily, and hopefully they fit a wider number of people or a wider number of ears, to be more specific. You've of course got an inline microphone for answering your phone calls, etc., and then you've also got more ear tips. As I said before, they're interchangeable, so you can find the ones that are most suitable for your specific ears. You've also got a USB cable. This is pretty self-explanatory. This will plug into your portable power brick in order to charge the device as well as sync the device if you're hooking it up to a computer. You have a battery here as well, a relatively large battery. This is 2100 milliamp hours. I'll go ahead and install this in a moment. BlackBerry claims you're going to get 13.5 hours of talk time over 3G on that battery, as well as up to 14.8 days of standby time. Once again, that's on 3G. This phone does support 4G LTE to mention, so you're obviously going to see slightly less battery performance if you happen to be on that improved frequency, that improved data throughput that you can experience with LTE. So the brick is pretty similar to the one that you get with Apple devices. It's just a small little square, or Samsung devices for that matter, and you just plug your USB into there and you are good to go. Taking a closer look at the body of the Q10, you'll notice this carbon fiber-like finish on the back. I'm pretty sure it's just an aesthetic thing. I don't think this is actual carbon fiber, but the material is really, really nice. It's got a soft touch to it, and it's grippy. It doesn't feel like you're going to drop the device, unlike some more slippery models on the market. I'm looking at you, Galaxy S4. SIM card installation is very simple. In this case, I'm using a Telus SIM with full support for 4G LTE, so we should get some blazing speeds on this device. You can also find a micro SD slot underneath that same battery door, so if you want to extend the storage up to, say, 32 gigabytes, that's very easy to do and actually pretty inexpensive. I'm amazed at how cheap micro SDs have become. In fact, I found some great prices on some micro SDs on Amazon just prior to making this video, so I'll link those down in the description if you want to check out some cheap prices on some massive micro SDs. Since this is the first time the device has been booted up, it takes a little bit longer than it normally would, but that's okay. I'll take this opportunity to show you guys around the outside of the device and give you a closer look at the inputs and outputs. So on the side, this is the left-hand side, you've got your micro USB as well as a micro HDMI, so you can charge the device on the USB and you can output video on that micro HDMI port. On the right-hand side of the device is where you'll find your volume up and down, and then there is a customizable button in the center, very similar to the one you can find on the Z10 or Z10. On the top, you have a headphone jack, your power switch, a couple of array microphones. On the bottom, you'll find your main speaker, which is relatively large, and your main input microphone for when you're having phone conversations. The setup is a little bit finicky. If you're familiar already with BlackBerry 10, then you don't really need to go through this tutorial. You've got a forward-facing camera as well as your earpiece on the top and some sensors. I'll tell you a little bit more about the cameras, actually. You've got an 8-megapixel autofocus camera on the back, and it has backside illumination. So supposedly you're going to get better low-light performance out of that camera. It also has a relatively bright f2.2 lens with 5 elements, so BlackBerry's pretty happy with the camera that they put into this device. The forward-facing camera is not bad either. It's 2 megapixels, though it is a fixed focus camera, like a lot of forward-facing ones. It will support 720p HD video recording, though, those, so if you like to film yourself, you're all set and ready to go. Anyways, taking a closer look around the interface, it behaves as you'd expect. Your main input method here is touch, much like the Z10 or Z10. In fact, it's exactly the same except on a square screen, and of course you have this traditional input method on below that will likely make a lot of hardcore BlackBerry users happy. After all, I think a lot of people were holding on to their BlackBerry devices because they're very committed to this kind of keyboard. They just never adjusted to a touch-style keyboard. I have to admit, it does feel nice every so often to hit actual buttons, to get some actual tactile feedback on your smart device, especially if you happen to be an ex-BlackBerry user. Myself, the last one that I used as a daily driver was the 8800, which seems like ages ago. Actually, it was. I don't know how many years ago that was. But this device has got me motivated. I'm actually considering doing a BlackBerry challenge, attempting to use this device as my daily driver for a week or something, and then report back to you guys on the pros and cons moving from my Nexus 4, which is my current daily driver. If you guys would like to see that kind of challenge, that kind of experiment, leave a thumbs up down below, and maybe I could do that this week. Anyway, guys, that wraps up this feature video, this unboxing of the latest BlackBerry, the Q10. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a thumbs up down below. If you're interested in pricing and availability on this device, the links you will need to check that out, as well as more technical specifications, will be down in the description. Thanks as always for watching, and I will catch you guys real soon on the next video. Later.
No.